that's the one we didn't do, and game week 15 was the one I did really well on. I also did pretty well though, game week 16, so you can see I got 52 points on the average 43. Could have done a little bit better if Morata had actually done something and Chelsea had had a good result, but we'll come on to that. Annoyingly, Gomez there with 6 on the bench, but hey, what can you do sometimes, you know? So, yeah, pretty pleased. Obviously, Otamendi, Salah and Kane all doing the business. Nobody else having any sort of a good week, really, just like doing nothing. But, you know, that's 33 points right there, I guess. And then, you know, add the rest up. In terms, and yeah, so with the average 43, we went up a little bit that week, which was pretty good. I was quite happy with it, really. In terms of the games, well, probably the biggest shock there, West Ham beat Chelsea. Now, I will admit I have not seen most of these games, so I can't comment on how well teams did or anything like that, because as I said, I was away and like unable to watch any of this. Would have been good to have watched those 2 games, I guess. Looked like they were pretty good. But yeah, so I guess the biggest shock being West Ham Chelsea. Looks like West Ham probably had their backs to the wall a little bit, but do save some Adrian suggests to me that Chelsea just didn't play very well, and West Ham doing enough there to get a win, which they desperately need. And fair play, I give David Moyes a lot of stick about stuff, but that's a really good win for him. Does seem for Chelsea though, and I say this as a Crystal Palace fan, that when a team really needs a win and Chelsea comes around, often you get a win. Crystal Palace seem to do that quite regularly. Like, we'll be in a really bad run of form, Chelsea come along and we'll beat them. It's kind of like, I don't know if it's a mentality issue for Chelsea or they're just genuinely unlucky, or if it's a case of like their players are more big game players, and perhaps they need a bigger squad. I mean, there's always been an issue with Chelsea. They need a bigger squad. They need to be able to bring in some players, I guess, who are hungry, and when they kind of come in and you know, for a game like a game against West Ham, say for example, you would maybe sub out some of your really big players, put in like a fresher striker than Morata or something, and they want to prove a point, I guess, and then they can do that against like a West Ham, and then you can save Morata for the big games and the Champions League and all that malarkey. I don't know, maybe that's not what happened at all, but it doesn't feel to me like Spurs have the same kind of problem, in that they have a too small a squad and they rely on certain players too much. We see with Man United and Man City that, like, nowadays in the Premier League, you have to have a really big squad in order to compete in the Champions League and in the Premier League and any other cups you want to do as well. Now, obviously, from a financial point of view, that's really difficult, but the one thing which always rankles me about Chelsea is the fact that they have all these fantastic youngsters and they let them go out on loan. And I've said this so many times that, you know, someone like Ruben Loftus-Cheek, they've got so many others as well. You know, they just let Solanke go, I think, to Liverpool, who looked like a quality player. You know, these players who could come in and do a job for you in a game like this, go out there, you know, prove a point, have a great game, and then who knows from there. And if they don't make it, they don't make it. But it seems to me that, like, Chelsea let a lot of good youngsters go, because whether it's, I think when it was, it seems like a mentality thing of keeping this squad tight and small, and whether or not that is because of the boardroom level or a manager level, I don't know. But I mean, I'm sure managers want to have bigger squads, but it's just weird that you know, it's been kind of Mourinho and Conte now have had small squads and always been complaining that they haven't got big enough squads, yet they seem to have all these really talented youngsters who they never play. I find that a bit weird, and I think that's where the boardroom's coming from. They're like, hey, we have all these great youngsters who we have, you know, picked up and trained and stuff like that, and they do have really good youngsters. And I know people will turn around and say, like, well, you know, you can't, you know, look at Man United and City, they've got these big squads with all this, you know, they're paying 40 million a player, you know, you're competing against that with young players. But if you don't have the money to compete with Man United and Man City, and albeit Chelsea is a very rich club, you know, the levels that those two clubs are on are ridiculous. If you don't have that level of spending, then like not even the elite, it's like the uber elite level. To have a squad that big. I mean, even like nowadays, like if you look at Barcelona, Real Madrid, even they don't have their kind of like Galactico squads that they had in the past. Even they are focusing more on bringing through players rather than going out and just buying all these massive players, because without the backing of just a super rich, or either I guess a super rich kind of like country basically, which is what Man City has, or just the spending power of Man United, although I kind of question how long they can keep going if they don't win anything. Then you're always going to struggle. If you're not PSG, if you're not Man City, with that money, where you have an owner who is just rich beyond imagination, really, it's a struggle. Anyway, Burnley, great win against Watford. Watford slightly struggling. I'll talk about them more in the next set of fixtures. Palace 2-2 with Bournemouth. In some ways I'm happy with that, in some ways I'm not happy with that as a Palace fan. Like, we didn't lose, that's good, but for those who don't know, there was a last minute penalty we had. Benteke took it off Milicevic, who scored a penalty earlier and missed it. Benteke, who how many goals has he scored this season? 0. Yeah, he's not having a good time. So that's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Call it 11 because that doesn't count. 11 games, no goals. It kind of says why we're struggling a little bit. I think, to be fair, I like Benteke a lot. I think he's a good striker. I wonder, though, well, in his goals, like if he can get a few goals, he'll be fine, I think. Like, he scored a lot last season, and you don't turn bad after a season, but without doubt it's a confidence thing, and that missed penalty is not going to help him. Anyway, Huddersfield, really good win against Brighton. Brighton's starting to really look like they're struggling. I don't know about Brighton. I've kind of said before that I hope Brighton can stay up. I kind of hope Huddersfield can stay up as well, because I like the way Huddersfield play, but both those teams seem to be struggling to me, as we'll see kind of in the next fixtures. Swansea, West Brom, great win for Swansea. I love Alan Pardew. I love him. I think he is a good manager. I don't think he's suited to West Brom. He likes to play this kind of attacking football. I think West Brom have been set up in a way that they are all about the Pulis way, which is the kind of like keep a clean sheet, try and sneak a goal. And I think it's going to be like similar to the way like when Ronald de Boer came in at Palace, like tried to change the philosophy of the club, and it just didn't work because he didn't have any of the players to do it with. I think the same thing might happen at West Brom with Pardew, that he's going to struggle because they don't have it. And if Pardew can, take, I think he's a good manager. A lot of people really hate him because I think he's really arrogant, and he probably is. But to be fair, when you're a manager of a Premier League football club, you have to be arrogant. You have to be self-confident enough to believe in what you're doing, because otherwise you will get torn up and spat out by the media and things like that, so people who call him arrogant, well, yeah, he is arrogant, but so is every other manager in the Premier League, because they're arrogant enough to think that they can turn this team that they have into world beaters, pretty much. Even the people who come across as humble on TV, like the Jurgen Klopps, or I don't know who else comes across as humble, Roy Hodgson maybe, or David Moyes maybe. They believe that they are the best manager in the world, without a doubt, because that you have to have that mentality going in. But I think Pardew can turn that around. I don't. The thing is going to be, we've got 16 days from when I'm recording this till the transfer window opens. are West Brom going to back him? It's going to be very interesting because they've never been a really big spending club. I wonder, what they're going to do basically. Great win for Spurs, get them back on track. Ericsson came with the 2 goals. Ericsson's Son. Son seems to be a player who is on form right now. Seems to be playing very well. I've always liked him. He just looks like a really good player. Every sort of South Korean player who comes into the Premier League seems to be really good. There hasn't been many of them. I think we've got Key at Swansea, who I think is a really good player. We had like Park Ji-sung at Man United, who was a fantastic player, very underrated. Palace have got, I think they might have sold him, or at least he's on loan. South Korean player, but they just seem to be like really good players, like really solid. They're not going to be your flair Brazilian players, but they seem to be like really hard working, very good technically, and just like you never hear fans of a club complaining about, even if you extend it to Asian players, like Okazaki at Leicester, they always just seem to work so hard on the pitch. You never hear, like, really, I'm trying to think of any like Asian players who've come into the Premier League who have not done very well. There's not many, I don't think, because fans always take to a player who works hard, and like Son seems to me to have a really good combination of hard work as well as like athletically, very quick player, technically very good, and starting to really show a bit of class. So yeah, I think he's a very good player, and I think people always talk about Kane and Ali. Can Spurs hold on to him? But I think Son could be a player they might struggle to hold on to. Leicester 3, Newcastle 2. Newcastle struggling without a doubt. It's Leicester are actually having a really good run as well. We'll see that in the next week, game week 17. But Newcastle struggling. There does seem to be this kind of takeover looming, and hopefully they can get that sorted before the January transfer. So maybe they can get some funds in for Rafa Benitez, because I've always said that squad is a good Championship squad. It's a terrible Premier League squad, really. Apologies if any Newcastle fans are watching. I love Newcastle personally. I want to see them in the Premier League because of the fan support. And I used to love watching the Newcastle of like Kevin Keegan and Bobby Robson. When they had like Tino Asprilla, Des Ferdinand, Alan Shearer. So many great players. They were just a fantastic side to watch, and I'd love to see them get back to that level again. But let's face it, they're never going to do that under Mike Ashley. So I hope this takeover goes through, and they're going to be right back up there. Southampton, Arsenal. Well, Arsenal now, everybody was kind of started to say, oh, Arsenal are coming back. They're starting to get back on people's radars after their kind of derby win against Spurs and things like that. And that's a draw that they really couldn't afford to draw. Southampton struggling recently, and Arsenal needed to go there and win that, and they didn't. Liverpool, Everton, Rooney getting back in the goals. Salah obviously scored as well. Gomez with the assist. I think he got another assist. No, he didn't actually. He just got a clean sheet the week after. Yeah, again, great. Big Sam at Everton. Whatever you think of Sam Allardyce, and personally, as a human being, he doesn't seem like a particularly good guy, but he's a fantastic football manager. I said about people, Premier League managers need to be arrogant. Sam is as arrogant as they come, I think, but at the end of the day, he gets results. And let's face it, if that derby had come and they still had David Unsworth as manager, Liverpool probably would have ripped him apart. Sam Allardyce just manages to organise a defence and get the most out of players, and just get his team playing, simple but decent football quickly, and that's why he will always be the guy that clubs turn to get them out of trouble. He never seems to hang around that long at a club, though. In the for ages and he did really well. But since then, he's always kind of like pinged about a bit. A lot of the times, I think it's because he's not a very media-friendly face for fans, I think. Other times it can be just because he's been a dickhead, like with England. And I think it's a shame because I think he could, at some of the clubs he's been at, like he could have built up and seen how far he could go. Like I just feel that's a shame with Sam Allardyce that he didn't. He always moans that he never got that big job or something like that. But at the end of the day, he's managed Newcastle, West Ham, both clubs who he should have taken on, you know, to bigger things. Now there were obviously lots of factors as to why he didn't, but you know, without a doubt of the, without a doubt of the English managers, I'd say he's probably the most forward-thinking and best England manager, probably up there with Eddie Howe of Bournemouth, potentially. And like, I would like to have seen England with Sam Allardyce as manager go to this World Cup. Obviously, he fucked it up because he's a total dick, but I'm sure that will haunt him. But he's now got this chance, I think, which is going to be one of his last chances at Everton, at a club which is big enough to perhaps match his ambitions. Let's not forget, I think he has got a team into Europe before in Bolton, maybe even done it at West Ham, I can't remember, or Newcastle, I can't remember genuinely. But you know, potentially with like Everton's new owners, and we saw they did spend a lot of money, and if they're going to continue, if they're going to back Sam Allardyce and he's going to be a long-term target for them, I will be interested to see how he does, because Sam Allardyce always moans he doesn't get a big club, and I feel like Everton are the biggest club outside of the top six right now. So you know, outside of like, you know, Man City, Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs, Chelsea, you know, outside of that, I would say that Everton are the biggest club you're going to be able to manage in terms of monetary spend, in terms of history, and in terms of the actual squad which they have. So he's got a lot to do. In terms of Liverpool, they will see this as probably points dropped, I'd say. Salah, of course, still scoring easily the most on-form player in the Premier League. Look at those points. Obviously, that one not included, but Jesus Christ, this guy is phenomenal this season. 13 goals in the Premier League this season. I don't know if that makes him the top goal scorers actually. I don't know if there's a way to look at that. Let's have a look. Okay, this doesn't seem to be what I wanted. This is just a list of players, which is probably quite good for maybe some tables. Oh, okay. Never mind. But that must put him up there, I think, as the top goal scorer. Oh, how's stats? Here we go. Yeah, it is. So, yeah, he's the top goal scorer on 13. Harry Kane's on 12. Aguero on 10. Lukaku 9 with Morata and Rooney. Look at that, Rooney. I never even realised Rooney was on 9. That's astounding, isn't it? That's really amazing. Assists, Kevin De Bruyne with 8. David Silva 8. That says it all about Man City. Sane on 6. That's crazy. Passes, Fernandinho, Haka, Otamendi. Look at that as a defender. Third highest number of passes in the league. That's interesting. Silva, De Bruyne, you would expect to be there. Vertonghen, Monreal. It's interesting. There's so many defenders there. Fabianski of Swansea with the most saves. De Gea second though. Look at that. That's kind of shocking, actually. I mean, great that De Gea's obviously doing that, but goals, 52 goals for City, 37 for Man United. That's shocking how many more they have. Absolutely shocking, isn't it? They are just phenomenal. Passes, Man City 12,410. You would expect that, to be fair. 10 clean sheets at Man United, 8 for Arsenal, that's pretty good. Burnley 8, Man City 8. And crosses, most crosses, Crystal Palace they're 5th. Man United, West West Ham, Southampton, and Spurs. Spurs with the most crosses. I guess it makes sense if you've got Harry Kane up front to do that. That does make sense. You probably won't see Man City there. Let me just have a look at where Man City are. Man City, higher than I thought in 11th. Everton 251. That's interesting. And Arsenal 265. With Giroud in your team, albeit he's not playing that often, you'd think there would be more there. That was interesting. So yeah, Salah, top goal scorer without doubt. I think so far player of the season. If he continues, I think he will be the player of the year in this form because he's phenomenal. Man United being at home in the derby, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt real bad. Otamendi scoring, and not entirely unexpected. Man City are just they're on a different planet right now. They're 11 points clear, like they're on another planet. I can't see what is going to stop them. As I said before, they have such strength in depth that, apart from perhaps defence, you would argue, but they have such strength in depth that even like 2 or 3 injuries to big players probably won't stop them. I feel like there's not a title race anymore. That it is now just, it is now just Man City to win the league, and who is going to fight it out for second. Now let's go into what was the midweek games. 42 points, an average of 48, so not a great week for us, and we can see why. Some good performances, but really the one stinker, I didn't swap out Morata. I'm not sure if he was injured before the game or got injured in it. Let's just have a look. Okay, so he didn't even play. That's probably my fault. I didn't look. As I said, I was away, so I just went into it with the team. Now, a lot of players actually doing quite well. So Gazzi, Otamendi, obviously De Gea, the star there, Richarlison, Salah, all doing well. But when the rest of these guys are doing so badly, it was not good. If I had looked at that team, I probably would have, looking at these, probably would have kept, if Morata was playing, I would have kept him as captain for Huddersfield. Yeah, for sure. But anyway, let's have a look at the fixtures. So, Burnley Stoke. Burnley now in 6th position, above Arsenal. Phenomenal, isn't it? Yeah, phenomenal. I don't know what to say about Burnley really, because maybe when I was saying that, like, Sam Allardyce and Eddie Howe are the 2 best England managers, Sean Dyche is, guy should be up there, or British, I should say. I don't know if Sean Dyche is English or not, actually. I just quickly Google that. Dyche kind of sounds, I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if it's maybe Irish. No, he's English, okay. Yeah, he's English. He's from Northamptonshire. So, yeah, it's probably harsh for me not to say that he's there. But, as I said, with Sean Dyche, and probably Eddie Howe as well falls in this category, is the fact is that Sam Allardyce has gone to many different clubs and had a much longer career, whereas those 2 are still at their kind of first main clubs. I know Eddie Howe did go to Burnley for a little while, which is kind of a bit weird. And I know Sean Dyche has managed other clubs and stuff like that, but in the Premier League, this is their first clubs, and it would be interesting to see if they move on and go to another club or a bigger club. I mean, you look at Sean Dyche, you think, like, where are you going to go? Like, where's the next step for you? Because I can't see any of the big clubs taking a punt on him, especially after kind of David Moyes, the thing that happened at Man United, the fact that it just totally screwed him over. You would think somewhere like Everton would be perfect for him, but I don't know if they even approached him or not. I guess Southampton are a fairly big club still, but they seem to go for foreign managers a lot. Maybe a Newcastle would be a good fit for Sean Dyche. I'd like to see him go there. They're a big club, and if they get taken over, this is, of course, they, in my opinion, have a very good manager, Rafa Benitez, but you know, the thing is, I don't see where he's going that is going to be better for him than Burnley. I know Burnley don't have a lot of money and stuff like that, but you know, I'm sure he has a lot of say in everything he does. Sometimes when a manager goes to a bigger club, especially if they don't have a massive reputation, they can suffer because, you know, they might have a sporting director who will take over with things, and you know, it might not work out so well for them. Stoke are in trouble without a doubt. My theory on the league now is Southampton down are in a relegation scrap. I think Everton upwards are fine. Even though Watford have had a bad run of form, I think they'll turn that around and be okay. But Southampton and Everton will be fine because of Allardyce. But Southampton down are in trouble. Southampton are going through a bit of a rough spell right now. But they're only 4 points off the bottom. You know, that they could be in the relegation zone by Christmas, effectively. Huddersfield also terrible run. Brighton awful run. Bournemouth bad run. Though they've been unlucky in some games, I will say that much. But they're kind of doing a Crystal Palace where draws should have been turned into wins. Stoke awful run at the minute, apart from that one win against Swansea, which they really needed, to be fair. Newcastle terrible run, West Brom awful run. Like, these teams are in such bad form. Palace actually pretty good form, as we'll see. We'll discuss the Watford game in a second because I did see that. West Ham, I can see West Ham being okay. Like, I don't think they're going to get above like 14th this season or anything, but I can see them being okay. Swansea, I think, are down. I'm pretty. I don't know. I've said this before about teams. Bournemouth in particular, I just thought were down, but they kind of came back, so we'll see, I guess. But Crystal Palace, Watford, good. 2-1 win for Palace. No problems there at all. Absolutely nothing of interest happening in that game. So, if you didn't watch this, I don't know, because the Palace were 1-0 down in that 89th minute, and we won 2-1. I feel for Watford fans on this one. They had a sending off of Cleverley, who got 2 yellow cards. Now, in my opinion, that was justified. Like, he, at the end of the day, did deserve to get sent off, but it changed the entire game. I think he got sent off in the was the 86th minute, yeah. So, like, the difference between the two teams was this guy here, Wilf Zaha. He's playing better this season than like I've ever seen him play. It worries me how much we seem to rely on him. I can't. It's difficult for me. Like, for those of you who don't know the history behind Zaha, you might just think like Zaha's too good to be at Palace. He's going to leave at the end of the season, and off he goes. For those who don't know, like, Wilf Zaha has been a Crystal Palace player nearly all his life. He joined as a kid. He grew up in South London. He came to England as a refugee, and like Palace basically saw him as a kid, a very young kid, took him, put him through school and all that type of stuff, and then brought him through. Now he's a star player, the star player probably in the team. He had a spell where he went to Man United for like a season. He was, I think, Alex Ferguson's last signing, but David Moyes never used him. I don't think David Moyes rated him enough, and he did get used there. And Palace loaned him back originally, and then transferred him back. We made about $5 million on the transfer, so I was pretty happy with that. But recently, Zaha signed a big contract, probably one of the biggest in Crystal Palace history, as in like he's our top earner, and he's pretty happy in South London. I think that spell at Man United saw, like, kind of said to him that the grass is not always greener on the other side. Like, you know, obviously every player's dream is to go to like a Champions League team, and Crystal Palace are never going to be a Champions League team, let's face it. It's go to to a Champions League team, play that, you know, be that star player on the world stage, and I'm sure Zaha wants to do that. But the other side of it is probably that there's a long history between him and Palace. The fans love him. Like, you know, there's no Crystal Palace fan who doesn't absolutely adore Wilf Zaha. When you have a player who comes through as one of your own, you know, who came through the youth team and you know, came back to you after going to another club and stuff like that, and I don't think anybody held it against him going to Man United. You just don't. You know, if you're a club like Crystal Palace and you lose a player to Man United, like I certainly didn't begrudge him that at all. Like, you gotta, you know, go for that dream when it comes up. Didn't work out, and he came back. But without doubt, I think he's one of the best wingers in the league. Probably actually alongside, well, players like Salah, I guess, if you count them as wingers. I don't know. I truly do count Salah as a winger. He's a bit more special than that probably. But like Richarlison, I think is another fantastic player at Watford. Yeah, I just think that I think he might stay another season. You know, I hope he stays another season. I'd like another season in the Premier League because I don't know how we replace him, because he is just phenomenal. Like, he turned that game absolutely. Hodgson said after the game that Zaha was feeling hard done by at half time. Like, he was annoyed, and in previous years with Zaha, that might have just got to him and he might have just faded away. Like, I think Watford doubled up on him. They marked him with two players, and he felt like he was getting basically very rough treatment. And in the past, that might have got him down, and you might not have seen him for the rest of the game. But he single-handedly basically turned the game round. So, in case you don't know, Janmaat's goal was early on for Watford. Richarlison crossed it in, Janmaat headed it in. Great goal, fantastic cross. Richarlison, as I said, I think is a fantastic player. I think he's only 20, he's Brazilian, he's 20. I don't think he'll be at Watford next season. I could see a team like Spurs getting hold of him and him doing very well there, because you don't come into the Premier League in your first season as a 20-year-old and do, you know, and get 6 assists, 5 goals. That's pretty phenomenal in 17 games. That's really, really good. I think that, so that was the Watford goal. Later on in the game, Zaha, who had come close on a couple of other occasions, is down the left-hand side, loves to cut in on the left, he's right-footed, he cuts in, cracks a really good shot off. Gomez couldn't hold it, spills it. Sakho's there to poke it in, he hits the goalkeeper, it rebounds, he gets a second chance, he pokes it in. Little bit lucky, but we'll take it. But obviously all the work comes from Zaha. The winning goal was just classic Zaha, the step overs, the taking the men on, the pace, the speed. Now in the past we've seen that with Zaha, but what we haven't seen is the product, the end product coming from him, and it was a fantastic kind of cut back to MacArthur, who I felt did not finish it very well and got a bit lucky, but you need that, don't you? Even Hodgson afterwards says we were lucky. But yeah, that is when you have a player like Zaha, you can win games like that. And if we keep him fit, I think Danny Murphy said on that today, if Palace keep him fit, then Palace are fine. And that's the worry for me though, is if he does get injured again, because you can see Crystal Palace didn't win any of their first games. That's a coincidence, isn't it? Then suddenly we've started to play quite well. It's no coincidence that Zaha was injured for all those games that we lost on the run, you know. But there we go. That's what happens. So I was ecstatic about that, and that takes us so close to being out the relegation zone. Another win, we could be 13th or something, amazingly. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have a look at the games we've got next week. Chelsea beat Huddersfield 3-1. Good win, I guess. For Chelsea, they can sometimes struggle, but that's a solid win. Chelsea now, third in the league. I can see them finishing third in the league. Maybe they could sneak second past Man United. They ain't going to catch Man City. No way. Everton, a really good win against Newcastle. Rooney with the goal. Rooney playing very well. Newcastle just really struggling. As I said, they need something. They need something. Leicester smashing Southampton. Southampton on a very poor run. That's why I kind of include Southampton in my relegation zone, if you like, because they are really struggling at the minute. I think just to score goals and just, I don't know, they just don't look like Southampton, you know. Fair play to Leicester though. Claude Puel, when he came in, everybody was like, like this guy plays so defensively, you know, all this type of stuff. They are smashing goals in, and they're playing Palace next, and I'm very worried. Swansea, Man City, I don't know what odds you would have got on a Man City win for that one, but I don't think you would even have made your money back on it. Like, it's just was so obvious that was going to happen. Swansea fans, I feel for you. I've always liked Swansea. They've been a really good club. They're going down, I think. Paul Clement, I said before, I don't think he's a very good manager. That's what it comes down to. Liverpool drawing West Brom. Liverpool will be very annoyed at this. That drops them outside of the Champions League spot. They're going to want that fourth place. Like, it's very interesting, this battle for fourth now. I feel like Chelsea and Man United are going to cement second and third, like one of those two, whichever way round those two. I feel like with Tottenham, Liverpool and Arsenal. Now, I know Burnley are there, but can they I mean, if Leicester go in the league, then Burnley could get in that Champions League spot, I guess. So maybe we should include them, but these kind of four teams here, maybe you could even include Leicester with the run they're on. They might come back, you know. I feel like, you know, these teams, it's going to be a real battle for that fourth place, and I don't know who's going to get it, because I feel like Liverpool, they've had some bad draws recently, but some really good wins, you know. They just need a bit more consistency, Liverpool. Better defence as well. There's no coincidence that that's, you know, so bad, and that you know, compared to a lot of the other teams around them. Again, it might be more to do with the way they play. West Brom though, yeah, I don't know, we'll see. I can see West Brom going down. Man United, Lukaku scoring after a very, very lean spell for him. What was it, 6 games I think, and after, you know, being the goal machine at the beginning of the season, he'll probably be pleased to score, although I did see that he didn't celebrate it anyway. It was a great cross for Mata, who I feel is an incredibly underrated player. But Bournemouth will probably be disappointed, because I thought Bournemouth, from what I saw on the highlights of it, gave it really good. Like, had a go. Basically, Man United were pretty lucky with that. Probably De Gea getting his 11 points with all of his saves, 7 saves. Yeah, says it all there really. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it was like the Arsenal game where you know, they were, some of them were pretty standard saves, but still, you got to make those saves, you know. Spurs beating Brighton 2-0, very solid win for them. Brighton struggling right now. Terrible run of form, probably one of the worst form in the league, apart from Newcastle, I guess. No, yeah, the worst form in the last 5 games, apart from, with Newcastle, I guess, jointly. They need to turn it around. And West Ham drawing with Arsenal, another draw for Arsenal. They'll be very disappointed. So lost, drawn after getting up a lot of momentum. And I think it was interesting to see, I said after the Man United game, how Arsenal would come back from this. Arsenal being, you know, fans, and a lot of them saying, like, you know, we should have won that game. You know, we had all those chances, we looked good. But really drawing well with Southampton, they're drawing 0-0 with West Ham, does not say to me that this is a return to form for Arsenal. It just says that they had a good little run, and they're probably not going to finish in the Champions League this season. That would be my opinion. We shall see. Yeah. Next up, Leicester Crystal Palace, as I said, I'm very, very, very worried about that. Leicester are firing right now. What, second best form in the league after Man City. Yeah, I'm just terrified of that game right now. I think Crystal Palace is going to get smashed. If we draw that, I would be really happy. Arsenal, Newcastle. It's not an easy game for Newcastle, and they need some points. Same with Brighton. Burnley are going to really fancy their chances against Brighton to kind of keep putting that pressure up on the top, the fourth place spot. I think Burnley will win that one. Chelsea, Southampton. Chelsea should win that. Stoke, West Ham. That would be a very interesting game. As will Watford, Huddersfield. Watford on a bad run right now, but I think they're a good enough side that they could beat Huddersfield. I kind of hope they do from a personal point. Man City, Spurs. Clearly, that's going to be a massive game. If there's probably any team right now, well, I would say Man United would be the team who could beat Man City, but they didn't. So the only other team I think who can potentially beat Man City are Spurs and Chelsea. So let's see. Let's not beat around the bush here. Man City could go the whole season unbeaten. We've only seen that once before in Premier League history, which was the Arsenal Invincibles. Arsenal fans would be incredibly annoyed if Man City came and did that this season. But there we go. West Brom, Man United. You've got to look at Man United win there. Like, if they don't win that, that's terrible. And then Liverpool have got to get a win against Bournemouth. Everton are going to beat Swansea, I think. Right, so looking at that and Morata being injured, I'm going to switch some players. Let's switch Morata for Rooney. He's in great form right now, and they're playing Swansea, so I fancy my chances with that one. Richarlison's injured, so let's drop him. And how much have we got? 9.8. We want some Man City players. Well, they're playing Spurs though, so do I want them? It's a good question. Who else have we got who's right up there, who we can afford? David Silva though is always a good bet, isn't he? Like, he's on fire right now. Let's chuck him in. Sod it. I know I'm going to lose some points here, by the way, but who else? Is there anybody else? Lacazette, Arsenal v Newcastle. I'm going to keep him in. He didn't play last time against West Ham. What the fuck is wrong with Wenger? Was he injured? Jesus Christ, Wenger, you fucking idiot. Do I want to drop Kane and put in Lukaku? Do I want to drop Lacazette and put Lukaku back in? I think I'm going to keep Lacazette. Do I keep him? Oh god, I don't know. I've got enough to put Lukaku in instead of Lacazette, so I think I'd do it. That's going to cost me 4 points. That's okay. I think we go with that. It's not probably going to be a great week unless a lot of results really go my way, but we'll see. I think I'm going to keep Rooney as captain. I think he's in such good form right now that, with his goals, that I think he's going to do well against Swansea. So I'm going for that. Might choose Salah against Bournemouth though. Oh, I'll have a think about that. I haven't got very long to think about it, but I'll have a think about it. You guys let me know. But I think that's probably what we're going to go with. Let's put in Gomez for Lagazi, without a doubt there. And yeah, De Gea goal. That should be alright, I think. Yeah. Okay, well, I think that's how it's going to go. Let me know how you guys are doing with 676,000 in